Okay, I'm going to do an experiment today to see if there is a difference in the way two different cans of Coke float or not. And the only difference between these two is supposed to be that one is a classic and the other one's a diet. However, in Ecuador, we couldn't get the same kind, so they were different sizes, and I'm not sure if that actually matters. But there's also a thing. My son opened the can and drank half of it. So there goes this type of experiment. And yeah, I thought it could make a difference because there's a difference in the size of the cans. So we got, before we got those, we got this brand, which is, I guess, an Ecuadorian kind. And this will be the classic, and this will be the zero, not the diet, but the zero Coke. And it says here that it doesn't have any sugar, and this one has high sugar. So I'm going to put them in the containers of water, and let's see which one floats and which one doesn't. And as you can see, both of them float. This one floats a little bit more, and this one's sinking a little bit less, but they're still floating. So if the camera can come closer, you can actually see that. This one is almost all covered, and this one has a little part of it above the water. Now, to me, if you ask me, both of them are floating. Okay? Now, in theory, the can with the 100% sugar or higher sugar should sink. Now, I have a couple of theories that maybe this doesn't happen here in Quito because we're very high up. Maybe the way, maybe there's some type of air that has inside the can that does not let it sink. We'll see. So I decided to try with bottled Coke Classic and then Coke Light and see what happens. So I'm gonna sink them in. Oops, sorry. And as you can see, once again, both of them float. Now, the difference between this one and this one, the Coke Classic, sinks a little bit more. So it's only floating about, I don't know, maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches above water level. However, the Diet Coke is floating around at least 3 inches above water level. So this one does sink a little bit more, but it doesn't go all the way to the bottom. So once again, I have a theory about air being inside the bottle, but it could also be the altitude here in Ecuador. So there we go. Enjoy.